What's up, people? We are back with more of Sound of Drop Fall into Poison. In the previous video, we finally got what we've been waiting for. The story was changing, and yeah, Kenji was basically saving us in a moment where we can try and save Sayo from Sagi no Mariko, and we've actually interfered with that entire sort of altercation, I believe, because in my original first playthrough, Sagi no Mariko just flat out kills Sayo, and we can't really do anything but watch that horrific scene. But in this case, we actually managed to intercept her, and I don't know what Kenji exactly did with her, but he beat up Sagi no Mariko. I don't know if he killed, well, technically she's already dead, but she was sort of starting, her energy was sort of starting to get consumed by the aquarium. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. He then told us a bit about the curse of Manten Aquarium and whatnot, and the fact that, or at least he proposed to me an option as to what I want to do right now, which is either go with Kenji-san to save Himeno and then come back a month from now, because basically if you don't return within a month back to Manten Aquarium, it just consumes your life energy to the point where it actually, where you can't keep on living, so you die. So yeah, you have to come back here within a month, and that was basically our plan. We take Himeno, we find Himeno, we go with Kenji, and then we escape for now and come back later. We're gonna have to leave Sayo behind with that choice, however. And because I already sort of know the reason as to why Sayo is here, which Kenji sort of explained as well in the previous video, that she's just determined to find out what's happened here with her father, the director, so she doesn't really care, or she doesn't really want to escape. She wants to find out the truth no matter what the cost of it is. So although I'm probably going to replay this later on and just choose to stay with Sayo, for this particular playthrough we're going to go with Kenji-san. I'll go with you, Kenji-san, to save Himeno. The reason I was able to make it this far was because the thought of saving her kept me going. That's what I want to believe in. I understand. As things stand right now, I thought that's what you'd say. I can understand. You have a strong resolve to save Himeno-chan. Yes, I've made my decision and don't want to face any further doubts. I'd like us to go, but please wait for just a moment. Sayo-chan. Or probably not Chan. As I say this to Kenji-san, I squat down next to the girl on the ground. I take out the small keychain from my skirt pocket, the keychain with the starfish droplet. Mari and I, Himeno and I, and surely this girl and her father. This is the shape these bonds take on. I think rather than me holding on to it, this girl should have it back. I close the girl's hand around the wrapped the hand around the keychain and clasp both of my hands together. If I can, I'll definitely. Wishing with all my might, I stand up. Sorry for keeping you waiting. You okay with this? The one who said we have no time was you, Kenji-san. I guess I did. Where's Himeno-chan? At the stage. Inside a shed on the stage. From here, it'll be faster to go through the interior. We can pray that nothing happens to us on the way. But just in case, you should prepare yourself. Oh, I'm prepared for anything. Kenji-san, do you know the law governing the fixation of points here? What's that? It's a law that girl and I discovered. If we use it right, we should be able to safely reach Himeno and escape the Manten Aquarium, or the red Manten Aquarium. As we walk, I tell Himeno or Hiyoshi-san about the doors and the phenomena. It seems he hasn't learned the law needed to rebel against Manten Aquarium. He listens intently to my story with a serious expression. We leave the Fish of the World booth behind. The moment of upheaval is behind us. I can definitely see that our fate lies directly ahead. I wonder how this is going to end though, because imagine if we were to escape with Kenji and Himeno, we're just gonna have to come back here within a month anyway, so it doesn't really give us an ending. It's just sort of that our lives are forever tied to this Manten Aquarium unless we solve it or destroy the Red Manten Aquarium, because it is forever going to be a part of your life. If you have to come there once a month every single time on the full moon, or after the new moon, I believe. Himeno! Hey, Mayu-chan! I cry out Himeno's name just as we reach the stage. Since the rule of fixed coordinates exists, does that mean we're safe? For now? I hope so. I run quickly into the shed. Himeno is there, unchanged from the last time I saw her. Oh, she's still sitting there. You. Ugh. When she gets choked up, Himeno coughs up parasites. The number of parasites wiggling on the wet floor is even greater than what I saw a few hours ago. You don't need to say anything. I'm here to save you, Himeno. Himeno's deterioration has gotten worse. Her eyes are hollow. You could probably say her recognizing me is a miracle. If we had been an hour later, what would have happened? Or would what have happened been? What sentence is that? Would what have happened been? I think it's just what would have happened or something along those lines. That sentence. The most broken English I've seen so far. It's scary just thinking about it. Thank you. Himeno hangs her head, her breathing ragged. Let's go. Everything's going to be alright. If I touch Himeno, the parasites will probably try to attack me as well. Even so, if we're going to escape, I can't run away from the parasites. Though it's not the best solution, I have to choose what's more important. As I try to lend Himeno my shoulder, Kenji-san intervenes. I told you, didn't I? If you don't let me carry Himeno-chan, you won't be able to react if something does happen. Kenji-san removes Himeno from the chair and lifts her onto his back. His sense of stability makes me believe that, as he's so easily able to carry her, he could run with her much easier than I could. Imagine if Kenji-san would just run away with Himeno-chan right now and just like, yeah, bye-bye Mayu, I got Himeno-chan. And then, he's been part of Red Manten Aquarium all along. Dun, dun, dun. No, that's not gonna happen, right? Right, Kenji? Isn't she a bit heavy? Himeno-chan, you probably need to go on a diet. Holy, this guy has balls. Seriously, if you say that to any girl, you're gonna have to put both your hands over your crotch because you need to protect that. She's gonna get mad at you. Jeez. My heart lightens up a bit as we joke back and forth. I feel a tightness in my chest as I worry over Himeno's condition. But you seem pretty reliable. Tell me that again later, after we've escaped. Kenji-san smiles at me, and as we leave the shed, I follow behind him. First of all, there's no need to worry. Let's stay calm and get out of here. What if he gets possessed again suddenly? Following what he says, I run after him. Oh yeah, running through. There's the exit. Somehow, we were able to make it here again. Kenji-san. Having come to just in front of the ticket gate at the entrance, Kenji-san stands stock still. Staring far past the entrance gate, he says nothing for quite some time. Sorry. Let's go. Okay. Have we really escaped? This seems too good to be true. As we step into the entrance, we are enveloped by a great light. I think that this light connects the two worlds. It seems like the real world? It really is the outside. Yeah, the place we've entered is the genuine article, the real Manten Aquarium. The amount of people has increased, and we can hear the sounds of hustle and bustle. With Himeno on his back, Kenji-san is attracting attention, so he moves for the rest area immediately. I'm gonna go buy some drinks. Setting Himeno down on the sofa, Hiyoshi-san walks off towards the vending machines. Himeno is lying down, fast asleep. Looking at her face from the side, I notice something. The parasites are gone. They really were a phenomenon limited to that place. Looking at Himeno's healthy skin color, I'm convinced even more than before. She's been saved. As I think that, something wells up inside of me. Like I told you earlier, you can't let your guard down yet. Having returned, Kenji-san hands me a canned drink. It's hot cocoa. Oh yeah, cocoa time. It's cocoa time. Kenji-san is holding a bottled sports drink for himself. But what does he mean that we can't relax just yet? Can things from the Red Manten Aquarium actually, come out of there and haunt us in the real world? No, right? That couldn't happen. The hot cocoa permeates my body. It's sweet enough to smother the parts of my heart that aren't yet whole. This hot drink is perfect for a building where the air conditioning is going full blast against the hot early summer weather. In contrast to me, Kenji-san, covered in sweat, downs his drink in one gulp. Look. Although I guess we should take a breather for now. Giving the now empty plastic bottle a good spin, Kenji-san settles himself onto the sofa. Here's a question I've been meaning to ask. Can I? What is it? My age? Well, that wasn't it, although I am just a little curious. How old are you, by the way? I'm 22. How old are you, Mayu-chan? 22? Himeno and I are both 15? I guess we already sort of knew that they were around 6. I originally thought like 16, 17, but 15? Okay. We're in our 3rd year of junior high. 7 years difference, eh? Well, what did you want to ask me? 7 years different? Don't worry, we can make it work. Okay, we're not heading in that direction at all. About getting in and out of Red Manten Aquarium. Finishing up our idle chatter, I get down to business. It felt like it was not an entrance we passed through so much as we went astray in order to reach the Manten Aquarium. Coming back, we passed through an exit. What's the difference? Do you know, Kenji-san? At first, I wasn't sure either. In the beginning, I also felt like I had gotten lost and wandered in. In the beginning? Then, Kenji-san, today you passed through an entrance to get to the Manten Aquarium? Or Red Manten Aquarium? In other words, it's the general concept. I think the way we think about it is the problem. Can you give me more details? If I don't have more, I get the feeling that I won't know how to get back in on the next day of the full moon. No need to worry. Like we talked about before, what you need is a connection. If you aren't rejected by the Red Manten Aquarium, then the way will open. The problem is the entrance. Thinking of it like an entrance and exit is just an idea we constructed, so the door that connects Manten Aquarium and the Red Manten is really in our minds. What do you mean by that? If I think of that vending machine as an entrance, then it will become an entrance? Is that what you mean? I point at the vending machine Hiyoshi-san bought me the cocoa from. I thought no matter what happened, we wouldn't get into that Red Manten Aquarium. It's still just too much for me to comprehend. If you are able to believe from the bottom of your heart that that is the entrance, then yes, you just gotta believe. That's actually pretty cool, that you can just yep, this is the entrance to the other world and I'm gonna go through there and then I'll be in the other world and then just bam, you're there. Anyway, the border between worlds isn't by nature that distant. It isn't like the wall separating a house from the outside. From the moment we become aware of it, an entrance is created. It's fine for us to think of it as a door or a ticket gate, even a window or a hole, and if it's not something like that, not able to see it as an entrance, we would think it's strange to look at a wall and call it an entrance. Only a pure child could think of that as an entrance with all of their heart. In other words, Kenji-san, what you want to say is that because I thought this is the entrance, then any other way in, aside from the aquarium entrance, disappeared? Kenji-san nods and adds, yeah. If you don't acknowledge it, it won't exist. But as soon as you do, it does. Maybe ghosts or something like that as well. Anyhow, Mayu-chan, you should at least believe that on the day of the full moon, you can get back and forth to the red Manten Aquarium through the entrance. Yeah, I think the fact that we got out was proof enough of that. I take another sip of my cocoa. At the same time, I hear a loud thud at my side. Himeno! Sorry. It's the sound of Himeno losing her balance. In the beginning, I thought she had fallen into a deep sleep, but I guess I was wrong. Himeno is laughing, but her body, which I help up reflexively, feels extremely feverish. Himeno! This fever! It's awful! What? Fever? I'm telling you, I'm fine. Huh? This man is Hiyoshi-san, right? Why? I'll explain later, okay, Himeno? Right now, we better get you to a hospital. I'll call an ambulance. Hey, what? What's up with the two of you? Why are you so worked up? Yeah, I feel like I've got a fever, but I'm fine, okay? Well, she doesn't seem in bad enough shape to need an ambulance. Mayu-chan, we'll talk in more detail the next time we meet. There should be a place nearby where you can get a taxi, so take Himeno to the hospital. Hospital? You're already weakening. It makes sense that you have a fever. Don't dawdle, okay? Kenji-san appeals to Himeno in a soft tone. There's no mistaking that Himeno has no idea what's going on, but she nods at his words. Here, for the taxi. Wow, he's even paying us. Kenji-san, seeing us seemingly in agreement, takes a wallet out of his pocket and pulls out a 5,000 yen note. Cha-ching! That's not necessary. Really, you shouldn't. You can pay me back in a month if you want. Isn't it more important for you to get Himeno-chan to a hospital right now? Go look after her. Even though Kenji-san is worried, he's not as worried as he was back in the Red Manten Aquarium. That's right. Surely the moment her body, weakened from her deteriorating condition, awakened, fatigue overtook her. Her high fever could easily be explained away as some sort of illness. Listen, I want you to promise me this. At the very least, I didn't lie to you. In 1 month, on the day of the full moon, you two definitely need to come. Around the same time as today. Midday works fine. I got it. Really. Thank you so much for everything. There are many more things I want to say. Kenji-san, who saved not just me, but Himeno as well. He gave us all this information and backed it up with his actions. I don't really get what's going on, but what's with this atmosphere? Look, you need to understand that your body is weaker than you think. You can get more details while you're in the taxi. Right. Kenji-san narrows his eyes and chastises Himeno. Watching Himeno actually get talked into something by someone else is somewhat refreshing. Well, later. We definitely won't fail. Right. Later. Kenji-san heads off somewhere before Himeno and I leave. I wonder what's gonna happen now. Like, does it end or do we come back again? There's a taxi stand on the basement level of Manten East building, so we grab a ride from there. Due to the high fever, Himeno staggers about, but unlike in the red Manten Aquarium, it's not bad enough that she can't walk on her own. With one hand holding the railing and the other holding mine, she is able to gradually make her way on her own legs. I'm sure that when we get to the hospital and she gets an IV drip in her or something, with a little rest, she'll get better. Thinking back on it, this is the first time I've ridden a taxi on my own. Sometimes my parents use one, but I usually just follow their lead and ride quietly. Raising my hand, getting in, telling the driver my destination, paying when we reach our destination, saying thank you. As we head for the taxi stand, I review the procedures in my head over and over again and tighten my facial muscles so they don't look down on me or try to take us on unnecessary detours just because I'm a junior high student. That actually happened to me. Like when my sister and I got back from holiday, we took a taxi, because we had a lot of luggage. We had like 4 suitcases or something. So we actually took a taxi from our station to our home, and that guy was driving so freaking slow. Like honestly, holy crap. I didn't have the balls back then to say anything about it, but that has been a while ago, and I feel like I've changed quite a bit since then, and I would definitely say something about it now, because holy crap, that's just, yeah, it just sucks to sort of be, I guess, it just sort of feels like you're being played by that person, right? But some people just, at least me back then, just couldn't stand up to say something about it, and just they're like, well, this sucks, but I'm not willing to do anything about it either, so yeah. Anyway, if I ever were in a similar situation, I would just say like, dude, why are you driving so slow? There's no need to go so slow, just pedal to the metal, baby. If Himeno were in my shoes, she'd be fine, but since it's me, I have to give it my all. It's not like someone would hear me from the inside of the car, but I modestly raise my hand and call out. Without a word, the door opens. Then the driver calls out to us. That girl there, is she not feeling well? Alright to head for the hospital? The closest hospital in the area is Manten General. Should we go there? Yes. As the driver prattled on, talking very fast, we sat down in the taxi's backseat. Himeno sat further in, and I took the seat closest to the door we got in through. Just as I had rehearsed in my head, we start off without incidents, thanks to the kind driver. Aww. Despite that start boding well, we end up in heavy traffic. The Sunday night homebound rush hour. Whoa, crazy. But I wasn't impatient, hoping it might get better as we sat in the car. Himeno, though her breath was ragged, was able to talk to me in the taxi. If it's this crowded, wouldn't it be better for me not to go? No, it wouldn't. You might become faint like you were back in the rest area. Mayu, aren't you worrying too much? Well, it really was bad, you know. Ah, that's right. Give me the details. I don't remember much beyond the fact that I was being done in by bugs. I do remember you showing up and telling me it was gonna be alright though, Mayu. Within this car that makes walking seem faster, I tell Himeno what happened after I got lost in the red Manten Aquarium. Most likely because we aren't talking to him, the driver turns the radio volume up. He was like, what, they're talking but they're not talking to me? Screw them, I'm gonna interrupt their talking as well. And puts up the sound even louder. But that way suits us better anyway, so I decide to start from the beginning. Finding the fish corpses, the tank rupturing in the jellyfish booth, being saved by Kenji-san, hearing Mari's voice, reuniting with Himeno, meeting that girl. The contents of the journal that staff member left behind. And the secrets of the red Manten Aquarium that Kenji-san told me, I tell her all of it. Having given voices to all of these things, I'm able to put them in order for myself as well. We reached the point of the choice I had to make in the Fish of the World booth. When I tell her my decision, Himeno's face changes. Driver, could you possibly stop the car here? Himeno clearly says this to the driver, right in the middle of the congestion. Hey, Himeno! As you were talking, I thought that couldn't be. About Mari-chan. Yeah, I think it'd be best to go to check when we go back in a month. It's hard to say, but it's probably because this is a conversation about dimensions that transcends time. Himeno, if you talk so much, you'll get worse. Himeno ignores me and continues. But what about that girl? She's living in a time unchanged from us. Then, Mayu, that choice, you shouldn't make it. I'm happy you saved me. I probably would have died. But is it really okay to abandon someone in trouble right in front of you? But it was for you, Himeno. I know that. I can never thank you enough. Out of nowhere, it's like you became my hero. It's not that I want to argue with you. I don't want us to split up like we did back there. But I can't just go on without saying something. Mayu, you'll definitely regret it. Himeno's expression in and of itself is a serious one. In her eyes, there's no color change nor hint of weakening. I sit there, unable to respond to Himeno. Himeno smiles a bit, then continues. Mayu, if you're tired, then I'll go save that girl. Who that girl is has nothing to do with it. This time, I have to show you my good side. I think... No way. Her voice is so strong that it makes me wonder just how much she could have recovered after that little rest. Himeno. Timidly, I touch Himeno's forehead. It's so hot. It makes me almost pull back my hand in reaction. It makes it easy to just see how much she's overdoing it. Himeno's desire is real. However, her will alone won't bring her desires into reality. Like going back and saving that girl, for instance. I'm sure she's wobbly from standing up alone. If Himeno's resolution is to come to fruition, then there's only one way to do it. Even though it involves going against my earlier decision. Driver, please stop here. I say this before all my thoughts are even in order. During a break in traffic, I spot the entrance to a subway station. If I take that route, I can get back to Manten Station with no transfers. Mayu, don't worry. I can definitely rescue her and make it back on my own. That's not it. If you understand me, Himeno, then I know all about you. You're overdoing it. I'm fine, so trust me. The taxi breaks away from the traffic and stops on the side of the road. I leave Himeno the 5,000 yen I borrowed from Kenji-san and ask the driver, please take this girl to the hospital. I get out through the automatic door. Himeno pulls on the hem of my shirt and calls after me. No! Why are you going alone? Mayu, If you were really that well, you'd jump out of the taxi right away. But you can't even manage that much. I'll go with you. Trust me. Wait for me. I'll carry your concern with me, Himeno. Mayu, but... I turn back to Himeno and put my all into forging a smile. I don't want to go back to such a scary place, but that's how I really feel. But Himeno said I would surely regret it. She's right. Somewhere, deep down in my heart, I know it too. Kenji-san is no longer there. I can't rely on him. I truly am fighting this battle alone. Even so, if it's for Himeno, I can't fail. Ice cream. We haven't eaten it yet, have we? Let's eat some together. Right. The door closes with a hollow slam, and the car returns to the flow of traffic. I gotta go. Without looking back, I run down to the subway platform. Getting off at the station, I begin walking down the street in the night. It's the same street I walked down mere hours ago, but it seems completely different at night. I couldn't have imagined that this would happen. The full moon floating in the sky. Heading for Manten East building, it feels like I'm walking towards the moon itself. That mysterious light envelops the world. Surely that other world is equally illuminated by the light of the moon, which is why the Red Manten Aquarium exists. My gait seems especially courageous. I believe that only hours ago, I fought, overcame, and changed myself. Manten East building, at night, has taken on a new feeling. Thanks to its illumination, the contours of the building are more pronounced. Its sheer size is also more striking. Thinking deeply about the other world being born within this building, I feel that the light seeping out from the signs and windows is eerie. I'm home. I wouldn't have made such a joke this morning. I smile and giggle to myself. I've gone crazy. Funny that she can actually joke about it though, considering she's going to walk into most possibly doom again. Well, I think we're gonna end the video here, because holy crap, I actually thought that would be the end, but dang, Mayu decides to be a hero. But at least this way we've already saved Himeno, so we're going back in. Kenji is out of the Manten Aquarium, or Red Manten Aquarium. Himeno is out of the Red Manten Aquarium, so that is one thing. Like this ending, at least the way it seems to be shaping up, might actually be better than the first one, because it was sort of the fact that towards the end of the first playthrough, the true ending number 2 that I got was Himeno, she sort of resented you a little bit for leaving her behind. So this is the option where you could actually save her before all of that the part with Mari and whatnot, spoiler alerts, the part with Mari and Riko-san and whatnot, before all of that plays out, and with the director as well. So it seems like we've just saved Himeno much earlier in the story, and Hiyoshi-san as well, whereas in my first playthrough, we actually don't even know at all what happens to Hiyoshi-san. So we're basically stepping into the Red Manten Aquarium again with those two out of the picture, and then basically only Sayo, as far as we know, left in there, as well as I'm not sure what happened to Riko, but yeah, we'll find out in the next video. So thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next video. Peace!